No, he's not call me. I don't talk to Dana for a long, long time. But a lot of people talking about Dana, talk bad about Dana, but it's a business. He's a businessman. He stay in the business for many, many years. It's tough you say something bad about Dana or something good. Because it's only about business. It's numbers. Numbers don't lie. When you don't make the same numbers, why I keep you here, that.
Против Гейджи, то есть если кто-то из них травмируется, то я буду готов полететь за неделю, за 10 дней, за 5 дней. То есть я буду подводить свой вес, да, я не буду гонять его в день взвешивания, но если я им понадоблюсь, то я буду там. Из-за этого нужно мне держать форму, тренироваться, делать спарринги и постараться не травмировать себя в этих схватках, но при этом же выложиться на 100%, чтобы люди обрадовались, пришли посмотреть за красивым зрелищем схватки. И отдохну после уже боя Пимблет Гейджи.
В связи с этим хотел задать еще один тебе вопрос. Я правильно понимаю, что ты отправляешься в Лас-Вегас в январе и будешь находиться уже там?
Да, после Нового года я отмечу Новый год в Армении, и после Нового года сразу же вылечу не Вегас, в Лос-Анджелес, рядом с Вегасом, там час лететь, так что буду там и буду использовать свой шанс максимально, так как у нас непростой путь, из-за этого.
Sophie, 80 kilograms for the All-Star title. Only tomorrow, only at the venue, or the screen, YouTube channel of ACBJJ.
We were in studio, and we were talking about Francis Ngannou. This was right after he said thanks, but no thanks to the Jake Paul fight. Of course, Jake Paul's fighting Anthony Joshua this Friday. Since then, I have spoken to Francis, not only about that decision, but also about the story that Dana White said about things getting a little physical in his office. It seems as though the public sentiment is turning against Francis over the past month or so. It really feels like there's been a groundswell of I don't know, some negativity coming his way. How do you feel about the way in which he's handling this from a PR standpoint?
Well, it's so interesting. I guess I like bad guys because I do not like Francis, but I've liked him more in the last month. I liked his appearance on your show. One thing I got to give Francis credit for is he will face the hard questions. He doesn't run away from them. I don't understand in the least how a dumb can say what makes sense. Like if you get a call from Most Valuable Promotions that's offering you a multi-million-dollar main event, how you can then say that doesn't make sense, to me is laughable, but that's his life. I can't be upset with Francis for harming Francis. If I'm a Francis naysayer, which I largely am, Francis's decision hurt Francis. It didn't help him, so I don't have to understand it, but then to have a real professional like Anthony Joshua step in and go, hey, dumb, move aside. Let me show you what makes sense. And now he gets to go make the money and have all the fun. That part of it brought me an evil pleasure. But I did see your breakdown of Francis and the physicality in the office. And you are correct to notice that has changed slightly. And that story had been around for years. I heard that story for years that Francis made contact. Not that he did with Dana, but I knew that he did with Hunter. I didn't believe the story. I never talked about it because I never believed it, but our industry had heard it. And I didn't believe it just because I thought they would have fired him right on the spot. But at any rate.
It is a little funny, though, to say, like, hey, I never wanted this guy. He's a bad guy. Now you see the real him. Now you see why we didn't want him here. When they cut ties with him 3 years ago, they did come out and say, we offered him the biggest deal. We offered him a fight against John Jones. Like, which is it? Did you not want? And by the way, that incident happened, if my memory serves me correct, around like 20, what was it? It was UFC 220. That was like 2018 or so. Like that was 7 years ago. He left in 2023. So feels like there's like a revisionist history thing going on. Like this guy was never a team player. He was a nightmare to deal with, when in reality, they offered him a lot of money to fight John Jones and stick around, and he didn't want to.
Yeah. I think there's a truth to that. And I told you about my altercation with Francis. I told you about that in the park.
Dallas, right?
Yeah, but I only bring that up because Francis didn't really do anything. I mean, he turned around and he raised his voice, but that was the same thing I was doing. I'm just not as frightening looking as Francis. Like, I don't think we can hold against Francis that he happens to be a really frightening looking person. I think that
serious and deeper than we had originally thought. What do you think they should do with the lightweight title? There's been some talk this morning of just making the Paddy Pimblett Justin Gaethje fight for the actual title. Do you like that idea? Does Ilya deserve 6-7 months to figure things out? And if he can't come back, then you move in that direction? What do you think they should do with it?
I'm going to dance. I'm going to do a little tiptoe, but I was at the Apex a week ago. I had a conversation with a very meaningful person in this industry, and that was the first person that ever suggested to me that Ilya be stripped. And I was a little surprised by it, and I didn't comment, I listened. Their argument, though, was that the interim belt is for those that are dealing with an illness or an injury. If we would like to show grace to an undisputed champion because he's missing matches specifically for illness or injury, and the moment Ilya informs us that he is missing matches for anything outside of the criteria of illness or injury, that's why you strip him. That there is no precedence for an interim championship. And I had never thought of that, and I thought it was very cold. I didn't like it. I got in my car, I went back to my hotel, I'm staying by myself, and I thought about it. And I go, man, there's actually a point to that. If Ilya is missing matches, and all he's got to do is make the claim. He doesn't have to be telling the truth. A lot of guys didn't tell the truth. A lot of guys have missed fights and said they're hurt because they didn't want to make the walk. But if you're making a claim outside of illness or injury, to my understanding, the person at the UFC is correct. You're not eligible. You got to be stripped. I think that is a fair point. I don't want him stripped. I'm on Ilya's side of this. I don't really like what he's going through. I think he shared more with us than he has to. I also think he's innocent. He seems like a good guy. I really don't think that he would have done these things. However, yeah, they got to strip him. If he's not making the claim that he's injured and has some kind of a doctor report to back it up, as bogus as those can be, he's got to be stripped.
Yeah, guys, this is Conor McGregor, Spire. Yeah, I think this time around is mean for business. It's in for UFC White House upcoming next year. Yeah, he's training hard, as you can see, with a lot of leg kick, as you can see at high level. He's dominating his partner fighter, as you can see, the total domination. Yeah, control. Yeah, block, leg kick. Yeah, this guy is ready for the White House, as I can see. It's gonna be war against the fighter who is gonna meet. Yeah, so we are waiting. All this sparring will bring something successful. Yeah, so that's it.
Мяч катаете как?
Бывает, когда болит.
На носки надо вставать от начала до конца, вот так мяч надо катать.
Second goes. If you don't get away in that 20 seconds, you down again. In space? Yeah, in space, not against the game. Yep, as a group. Yep. Ready! Go! You got 20 seconds, so don't wait. Ready! Go! Yep. Oh.
watching my YouTube, series. Really, I try to give you guys an insight of what it takes, and I want to give you the insight of how to do it. And ultimately, it's me making the choice. I put myself in this position, and I would be a fool to not give everything I have. I've committed 37 years of my life to this moment, and I'm going to isolate myself for the next 7 weeks, and I'm going to be the best that I've ever been. But I definitely want to say thank you guys for supporting me. I'm very petty, so the people that say I can't do something really push me, but I'm also an optimist, and so I really want to prove the people that believe in me correct, and that's ultimately the reason why I'm doing this. So I want to inspire you with my effort. Win or lose, I promise you I'll be ready, and I will give everything.
The world here, John Bones Jones, and we are 5 days removed from UFC 309, and as you see, we are already back in the gym. The work really never stops over here at Team Jones, so let's go, baby. Day one.